Okay, your imagination is literally, and I mean is literally, the mind of God. And if you learn these easy techniques for your imagination that I'm about to share with you, you can harness the power of your brain and the power of your imagination to create your reality faster than you ever imagined. All right, before we dive into this, I just have to say I'm grateful for these beautiful mountains all around me and we're hitting sunset. If you're enjoying the vibe of this video, smash the like button or let me know down below. And it's a perfect time for Neville Goddard. He asked a question, he said, do you believe in God? Then believe in your imagination. Imagination is the eye of God. So think about that, right? Like it's easy to pass that one up. Do you believe in God? Then also believe in your imagination. Imagination is seeing with the eye of God. Now, since that's pretty metaphysical, right? Let me now talk scientifically to prove to you the insane power of your imagination. And then I'm gonna give you 6 easy imagination exercises that take 30 seconds, 60 seconds you can do every day to strengthen your imagination, take control of your brain, and create your reality. But first, does your brain distinguish between real and imaginary? So judging by the brain scans in a lot of major scientific discoveries, it doesn't seem like it's so. There was a lot of volunteers, right? And they're asked to play a simple sequence of piano notes each day for 5 consecutive days. And then their brains were scanned each day in the region connected to the finger muscles. So playing the piano, they're checking the parts of the brain that are doing that. They had one group as a control group, one group that actually played the piano, and one group that imagined playing the piano. The crazy thing, look at this image right here on your screen. The top 2 ones are the same, but only the top one played the piano. Think about how crazy that is. Imagination is the mind of God. It's seeing with the mind of God. The middle one just imagined playing the piano and they had the same brain activity as the people that actually played the piano. And we know that it wasn't a fluke because the bottom's the control group that did nothing and their brains don't look the same. Think about that. That's for the piano. That means you can actually stimulate your brain the exact same way that a millionaire does who's actually a millionaire. When they wake up in their epic house and they're like, oh, the smell of rich mahogany is so great. I need my espresso and I'm gonna go in my infrared sauna and I'm gonna do, and their brain stimulating like, yeah, I am rich. You can make your brain do the same thing with imagination actually. Or you can be like the control group and never imagine it and then your brain's never gonna change and you're always gonna be where you are. You can do the same thing for a healthy person. Your brain has gotten so chemically used to not having energy, to being stiff, to hurting, to not having vitality. It's now just a habit, but you can reimagine yourself as a healthy person. And I'm gonna give you 6 techniques to start to do this. So let's bring it back to the Zen vibe. The first one is the ball technique, right? So this is what you do. You practice holding an imaginary baseball in your hand. And then notice as many details as you can. The texture, maybe there's a smidge on the ball where the index finger was because they're throwing cutters. So whatever it is, maybe the seams of it's a baseball, maybe the seams are red, right? Or maybe the seams are red and then there's a blue Major League Baseball logo, right? You could also buy one first as practice and look at it and then close your eyes and imagine it, or you could just go straight to this step and imagine seeing it. So see the baseball with your eyes closed. Practice it with me right now with your eyes open. See the baseball, red seams on the ball, it's white. There's one little black smidge from the index finger because you were throwing some knuckleballs at me. So just practice, just a couple seconds in and out like that. That's the ball technique. Okay, number 2 is the relocation technique. So in this exercise, you're gonna move locations in your imagination. Just pretend you're like 5, right? And you're in fairyland, right? Whatever. Find a spot to sit down in your home. Maybe it's in your living room, your office, and stare at the wall with your eyes open. So keep your body totally still. Once you feel that, then close your eyes and start to imagine Maybe first that you're just in another room of your house, right? I'm sitting in my office and now I'm imagining I'm in the shower, right? Whatever it is, pick one like that and practice that relocation. Once you can do that with a really simple thing, which might just be as simple as you're in your living room and you're sitting in one chair, but now you're imagining yourself on the other side of the table sitting in the other chair. Now you can use a relocation exercise for further bending space and time. And instead of sitting in a different chair, you could be sitting in a different car. Instead of, the famous rapper Russ has this line I love in one of his songs. He says, "That's not a Nissan, that's a McLaren. That's what I told myself, that's how I got it. I recognize the thoughts in my mind are directly connected to what's in my pocket." He had a Nissan, but it was already a McLaren to him. That's a relocation exercise. Okay, number 3 is the room exercise. So all you're gonna do with this one, and do it with me right now, you could do it with your eyes open, right? It's easy to do with your eyes open. Imagine that you're in your kitchen and you're moving some things around. Imagine that you opened up your cabinet and you're grabbing a cup. I know I can just see it with my eyes open. I have green cups in my house. We have glass cups. I'd never touch them because I always drop stuff, so I want the plastic ones. And they're bigger, I can fit more water in them too. And they're BPA free, don't worry. And so I'll imagine something like that. So you can do that with your forks. You know, who doesn't love a good fork, right? But whatever it is, it might be going into your refrigerator and grabbing some cold brew coffee. It's just something where you're in your room and you're moving an object. You're actually there doing it. Number 4 is Neville Goddard's rewind exercise. So this is one that Neville talks about a lot. I've made some other videos breaking it down a little bit. What you're gonna do is, as you're lying down at night to go to sleep and you're starting to drift off, this is when your brainwave states move into a state of theta, and that's like the state you're in when you're in hypnosis. Start going through your entire day and do it in reverse. Start with the last thing that you did before you climbed into your bed. So this exercise aims to go through each event of your day until you reach the beginning of your day. So when you first try this, your attention's probably gonna wander. It's all good. Just catch yourself back on your breath. This one's like a good brain strengthening exercise, right? Because most people, they can't remember a single thing from their day because we're like so unconscious. We're like zombies. We're just like, but see if you can imagine it, right? If I think yesterday, I did a session with a therapist yesterday. It was really awesome. I can see she had a big comfy gray couch. I could see myself there. I could see myself talking to her. I remember the hat I was wearing. It was green. It says, "Don't tread on me." And I would just imagine those scenarios. And you might do the same thing. You might reimagine walking into the office. You might reimagine yourself driving to work. I could imagine myself driving out here to film when it's dark. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's still dark and I listen to an audiobook and drink a cup of coffee. So just reimagine it. This one's just an exercise that increases your focus. Neville Goddard said you're only limited by lack of attention and poverty of imagination. So this is strengthening your will, your concentration, and your focus. You can direct your imagination successfully. Number 5 is the money or hand technique. What you want to do with this is hold a dollar bill in your hand physically, or if you don't have one, you can just imagine it, and see yourself holding the money. So it might be you, matter of fact, give me 1 minute.
1 minute later.
I forgot I had this in my pocket. See it, and then close your eyes and practice seeing your hand. So see the calluses on your hand. I can see in the calluses. I know what my ring looks like. See whatever's on your hand clearly. Your rings, your finger hair. Sometimes when my daughter comes up, she's like, daddy hair, finger? And then close your eyes and imagine seeing it. See yourself holding the money and practice opening and closing over and over, seeing your hand and seeing the money. You can keep increasing the quantity. You can eventually make it a check for 10 grand, 50 grand, $10 zillion, and imagine seeing it. Okay, number 6 is the steering wheel technique. This was from Mike Dooley in the movie The Secret. He said, see your hand on the steering wheel of your dream car. Just like the famous rapper Russ, that's not a Nissan, that's a McLaren. That's what one of his lyrics says. So do the same thing, but see your hand on your dream car steering wheel, or opening the knob of your dream house, opening the knob from the master suite of your dream house, or turning the faucet on your beautiful, huge bath that overlooks the mountains. This is the steering wheel technique, where you see your hand doing it, and you can keep open and close, or you could print out a picture of your dream car or the steering wheel of it as practice that allows you to close your eyes and enter the state and see it. Now, these techniques are guaranteed to strengthen your imagination. They come directly from Neville Goddard. The best way to use them is my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind. And a lot of people don't know that I even have it. And it is proven that the more you engage your nervous system, your subconscious sense, because guess what? You can consciously hear things, but you can subconsciously hear things that you don't even remember, you don't even know happened. And so you play this softly to do that and allow the vibe to get you in a focused state where you can walk through any number of these exercises. The room one, and you can go get your nice forks. You could do the steering wheel one and drive in your dream, whatever the heck it is, but use the success hypnosis. It's free right there down below, and it works. The reason that I even give this away is because one of my friends, when I started making YouTube, he said, why don't you give something cool away? Do you have anything? And I was like, well, I have a success hypnosis that I've listened to for many years, and it's changed my life and made me really successful, and I've had a lot of good things happen from using it. And he said, well, give it away. And now 1.3 million people from all over the world have used it, and I always get these crazy stories. So check it out right there down below for free. And if you love Neville, comment down below, I love Neville. See you on the next video. I think you're gonna like this one.